Hey, what's going on, good people? Thank you for checking in. It is September 1st, which means it's Suicide Prevention Month. So, a lot of people are unaware that suicide is definitely on the rise, especially here in 2020. So, I'm going to just give you guys a couple tips, warning signs, and different information about suicide. Please hit that like, subscribe button, give me your feedback, and let me know. Hopefully, this video will be able to help you prevent a suicide or at least give you the warning signs and the tools to be able to help somebody in need. Because suicide is preventable. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people think that's the end. Once somebody have an ideation or attempt, that's the end. But suicide is definitely preventable. So, suicide prevention is definitely understanding the risk, knowing the risk factors, being able to assist somebody and find the resources, and you can do that. There's an average of 123 suicides each day in this country. Those numbers are astonishing. It's the 10th leading cause of death in America, second leading cause of ages of 25 to about 34, and the third leading cause of death of the ages between 15 and 24. So a lot of different people within that area, that range is at risk, man. Our younger people, our middle-aged people, and of course the older generation experience this as well. But those ones are the most impacted. So, different symptoms and signs that you can look out for, like talking about if you hear somebody constantly talking about wanting to die, wanting to kill themselves, those can be signs. If you hear somebody talking about they feel empty, hopelessness, have no reason to live, those things like that can also be signs. You found out that somebody's trying to make a plan of harming themselves, whether that's buying a lot of weapons and ammo, buying a lot of pills, alcohol, tobacco, and stuff like that. They express a lot of guilt and shame of something that's taking place. If they constantly talk about how they feel trapped or they feel unable to bear a certain amount of emotional pain or physical pain, those things can be signs and symptoms of suicide. Of course, if they have an excessive or increased use of alcohol and tobacco, easily agitated or startled, they start to have tendencies where they're withdrawing from their family and friends. Different signs and symptoms of depression as well. The change in eating habits, the change in sleeping habits, stuff like that. Those things showing different rage, planning to take different revenge on people. Talking and thinking about death excessively or just uncontrollably. So those can be different signs and symptoms. And you want to make sure that you're watching out for different mood swings, changes in like emotions from sadness to very calm, happy, easily agitated, and startled. Those things are important for you to recognize. If people also start giving away with their possessions, that might be a sign. Saying goodbye to family, friends, just randomly talking about, hey, you're going to miss me when I'm gone, or here, you can have this. I have no more use for it. Knowing that it was something that was near and dear to them and significant, those things can be signs of suicide. You know, they tend to put their affairs off to the end, making different orders and stuff like that. So definitely you want to pay attention to those signs and, different tips that you can use directly to assist them with trying to prevent this suicide from occurring. So ask the rest questions. Annoy them. It's better to lose their friend, make them upset, than for their friend to lose their life. So ask a direct question, even though it's hard. You might feel sad for asking them, but say, "Hey, you thinking about harming yourself? Are you okay? What can I do to help?" You just be direct, be bold with it. Listen to their answers because they might want to tell you, or they might feel inclined to at least give you little clues, which means you can then better assist them finding help. People with suicide often feel alone. They don't feel like they have anybody to go to as far as a support system. So do a safety check on them. If you're concerned about their well-being, just make sure you try to remove the alcohol, the substances, medications, pills, weapons, and potentially their vehicle. You don't want them to go out and do anything reckless or use the vehicle as a means to harm themselves as well. Don't keep it a secret. Make sure you tell their friends, their family, and or other resources. Somebody might be able to get to them faster than what you can get to them, or might be able to have a better understanding of what this person is going through. So try to refer them to a hospital, a therapist, or any other means of support. But definitely don't keep it a secret. Try to assist them as much as possible. ensuring that they're seeking help. So that means sitting and holding their hand or walking them through it, then definitely do that. So unless you're like a therapist or a counselor within yourself, then definitely refer them to seek help from a doctor, a counselor, a psychologist, or a social worker. All of those things can be definitely beneficial resources. Also on my website, mentalheal.com, is a resource page on there. I'll just be sure to upload a couple different numbers and stuff at the end of this video. So definitely subscribe, like, and share in case somebody can benefit from it. So it's so many risk factors of suicide. So people who tend to be at risk is, the sad thing about suicide is, like many other mental health and mental illnesses, it does not discriminate. So it can be people of all gender, ages, ethnic backgrounds, socioeconomic statuses. It does not matter. Suicide behavior is complex, and it's no single cause. Like, nobody knows why or when that time is coming, but that person can display certain signs and symptoms that you can look up for, which we covered. So hopefully you rewind this video, you'll be able to get some else from it the next time you watch it. Many different factors contribute to suicide. Somebody who wants to make an attempt, they share different risks and characteristics. So it's no specific criteria to narrow it down of the people that you specifically know. But you definitely can look out for somebody who's experiencing depression or another form of mental health issue. Substance use also increases the risk of suicide. Certain medical conditions, somebody might get a diagnosis, or they're just going through constant chronic pain. That can be a risk factor. Prior suicide attempts can definitely be a risk factor. A family history of mental disorders or substance use can be risk factors as well as a family history of suicide. So if you are from a family that has a history of those things, it might be that you're more prevalent. Hopefully you take a different route. Family violence, physical violence, sexual abuse can also increase the risk of suicide. A lot of people don't want to live with that shame or guilt that they think is happening to them. Having guns and firearms in the house definitely increase your risk. Recently being released from prison or jail, you come back different. So those things can be risk factors that one might want to look out for. Being exposed to suicidal behavior from your friends, family, viewing different celebrities on TV, those things can increase as being risk factors. Many people have these risk factors but don't attempt suicide, so that's important to mention. It's important to note that suicide is not a normal response to stress. So stress is normal. Attempting suicide is not. It's other means for you to decompress from a stressful day. Suicidal thoughts and actions, definitely not something that you want to do to gain attention from your friends, family, or your crush. It shouldn't be ignored. It shouldn't be used as a weapon. It's definitely a serious thing, so definitely take it serious. So some of the treatment things that I tend to do with clients who express suicide or who had previous attempts is, of course, put a safety plan in place, and that statistically has been proven to reduce thoughts and actions around suicide. So just cater that suicide plan specifically to that client at that moment, or your family member at that moment. Talk with them, help them if they're not going to therapy themselves or a doctor or whatever the case is. So clients who work with, it's a collaborative process. So definitely want to describe the limits, the potential weapons in the house, or the substance in the house, or pills in the house and stuff like that. All of that goes into the safety plan so we can know what to remove. We can know how to better assist you. It also has different coping strategies in there. If you're feeling like you having these thoughts or urges to self-harm, we indicate all that in there. We give you so many different phone numbers and resources along with the safety plan to assist you. Of course, you can dial 800-273-TALK, I believe. So that's 800-273-TALK. That's definitely the National Suicide Prevention Hotline. It's also a Veterans Hotline, which is 800-273-8255. So 800-273-8255. I definitely put this information at the end of this video, or so you guys can go to subscribe. And it's also a resource page on my website, mentalheal.com. You also can text the crisis hotline, which is hello. So that's the number 741-741. Just text them anywhere in the U.S. and somebody will reply if you feel that you are having thoughts of suicide or having these ideations. Also, you can go to your local NAMI website, NAMI.org, and put in your zip code, and they'll narrow down different CSBs in the area. Different, they have a list of resources as well, different crises, hotlines, and stuff like that. So NAMI.org, and of course, you can always go to my website or contact me directly. Hopefully, we can assist you in preventing this suicide. Man, it's not a joke. It's not a game. It's definitely on the rise. Being in 2020, a lot of significant events happening. So definitely seek help. Reach out to somebody. Don't ignore the signs. Friends, family. Definitely assist your loved ones as much as you can. Take a look at those warning signs, those risk factors, and different things like that. Feel free to reach out to me if you need me. mentoheal.com, mentoheal.com, or on Instagram, men_to_heal. Like, share, subscribe, and we can get through this together. Welcome to September.